my community are asked about me and Billy Moore, the elders of the community, and say, the authorities put Kharled on TV for robbing security vans and robbing banks. Billy Moore put himself on TV saying, I robbed my mum's purse, I need money for our Liam. There is no comparison between me and Billy Moore within our community. I don't need to do anything. I've got no conflict with Billy Moore. If I need Billy Moore to make me look good, he just stands next to me. We're two reformed characters. He used to rob houses. I used to rob security vans and banks. There's no comparison. The youth of our community are not allowed to look out the same. We were both two fuck-ups, but I was never like that. And when he slanders me, I think he's just trying to be a team with Charlie Veitch.
I've seen that on him.
He's just trying to get attention. And he just said lies. So I'm happy to address anything Billy said.
Yeah, I've seen your clips with him. Most recently, you were stood in town. He was next to you, firing into you, basically, do you know what I mean?
Well, I'll start at the beginning with Billy. Billy walked up to me, and I seen him coming over, and I used to like Billy. So Billy's been homeless, and I've been homeless when I was a teenager. Billy's been in jail, and I've been in jail. Billy was a fighter. I was a fighter. Billy spent time in jail abroad. I spent a few nights in the cells abroad. I've got a lot in common with Billy. If I don't know yous, and I don't know Billy, I would wish Billy well, because I've got a shared history with Billy. So I used to wish Billy really well. I used to get told he's this, he's that. And I'd give him a chance, and then I start watching his videos. And I see him bigging up Joey Owens, who's a non-violent racist extremist.
I've seen his YouTube.
Been going back decades, sending razor blades covered in shit to Jewish people, who was the head of security for the BNP. And he bigs up Joey Owens. Like, okay. And then he says, on the Remembrance Day, this is a deserved march, which it is. He said, you won't see any foreign flags here. I'm like, why would a foreign flag make a march undeserved? And then he starts going on now with important problems. So I see. And then, in our first interview, he said, we had the riots here last year, and when the community was brought into an asylum link, I'll have to come onto Asylum Link and tell you what really happened. Billy was there, and he says in his own video on his estate, he gets threatened on his own estate not to pull his camera out. So Billy goes all around the country, but in his own words, when he goes back to his estate, he gets threatened, because the community know what Billy really is. Yeah, he's already told us, he was a crackhead, he was a smackhead, and that's nothing against addiction, because you can be a function addict, yeah, and contribute to society, and you can be a drug addict, and it only impacts yourself, and that's no business of no one else. But from time you're not a function addict, not time you're not a drug addict, from time you're a little smackhead robbing houses, then now you're a problem in the community, and that's what Billy really is, and that's undeniable. So we both got pasts, but you can't lie. Whatever you say on the internet, that's out there in the ether. In our community, Billy, you can't lie about us. Yeah, because the kids we went to school with us. Our elders who knew us before we knew ourselves, they're still there. So Billy's trying to reinvent himself, and he's trying to cause trouble. So the first day he come up to me, I walked up to him and said, you come to educate yourself, can I introduce you to someone? He's like, no, you also support terrorists. I said, so what do you mean we support terrorists, Billy? He went, these flags. So I said to him, there's the Union Jack.
So hang on, what? So this is...
He come up to me at the Palestine march.
These uneducated people keep saying that the Palestine flag is a terrorist.
So I said to him, does the Union Jack represent Keir Starmer? Yes, so I said to him, does the Union Jack represent Keir Starmer? He said, no. I said, when you're with your St. George's flag, does that represent the British government or the British people? So the Palestinian flag does not represent Hamas. It represents the Palestinian people. Yeah? It represents the Palestinian. So I wanted to introduce him to people far more eloquent, far more articulate, far more knowledgeable than I on the subject. People who I learn from, and I'm quite knowledgeable on the subject. But Billy said, he's all fucking support terrorists. So I said, I can't introduce you to him, Billy, with that fucking attitude. So we had words, and he's edited it. So on Billy's first video, I'm a little bit animated, I'm a little bit agitated, but I've just had this man come over saying I support terrorists, trying to trigger me. And he acknowledges it 3 times. Now on the second, he then changes the intro. So the actual intro, he walks over to the Catholic Cathedral before the chant starts. He then does the intro and edits it. I don't know about my past, so I don't want to talk about my past. And I'm on camera saying to him, his platform's too important to talk about my past. Let's help the kids talk about me. But he's desperate to talk about my past. He's desperate. And then he says, I sell guns, I sell drugs, I'm on the gear, I'm on rocks, and I've been to Garth prison. This is what he said on the UKIP, on video. Now he knew it was wrong, because he cut out the drugs bit. But I'd like to clarify, and I almost want to take a lie detector on this, not to prove me right, but so anyone who meets him in the future can say, Billy, you're so full of shit. Because I have spent years locked in a cell, and I had the mental fortitude to never once sample, not once have I ever sampled the shit that you got addicted to. With my personality, I'd probably be fucked for life, but I've never sampled it. I've not got a conviction of selling drugs. As a teenager in the 90s, from a different century, I've got a knowingly concerned, which meant a friend of mine, an operation showed that I was knowingly concerned. I've never sold guns. I've never spent a night in the HMP Garth. He accuses me of beating dogs and stabbing dogs, and Fred said the same. No, never beat a dog. There's a video of my dog with a rat. I don't hit the dog.
My friend told me, he says it's not as bad as what people have made out.
No, they say I hit the dog, they say I stabbed the dog. Watch the video, because there's a 4-minute video, and even on the worst 10 seconds, I bang a bin with a stick so my dog will drop the rat. Because every time my dog chews the rat, it stretches out. I think leaving my dog with a rat is animal abuse. Now, because of my past, once my dog picks up that rat, I'm getting arrested. If I leave the dog with the rat, I'm getting arrested. If I try to get it off.
They're trying to discredit you.
But okay, she's using this platform to say I'm a paedophile. And there's numerous videos where they're saying I'm a sex offender. they're saying I'm a terrorist. And when they're saying I'm a sex offender, they're giving my name, saying, you're Kharled Radman. And what he's saying is, he's saying his friend LeVay, he's telling people in front of me, his friend LeVay has told people I'm a sex offender. I would invite people to Google Billy's friend LeVay. I don't even want to say his second name, but Billy's friend LeVay, L-E-V-E-R-E, who's 57, was blackmailing a 17-year-old after an inappropriate relationship. And Billy told too many people. So
you're going to Google it?
Yeah, Google it. Yeah, and I asked, so Billy, listen, Billy is badmouthing me based on information from LeVay. Billy's shouting to me, save our kids, while he stood next to Porky Moore, a man who's just been let out of jail for killing a teenager. One sec, bro, how fucking dare you stand there shouting save our kids to me while you sat next to a man who killed kids? Fuck Porky Moore, fuck Willie Moore, and fuck Darren Waterhouse. I'm not impressed by men who kill teenage boys, not at all, but don't dare fucking look at me and say save our kids while you're with Porky Moore. Billy Moore is trying to say I've done that. Google me, and then Google his friend LeVay. Google Billy's friend JDE Media. Google JDE Media. These are the people Billy Moore has around him. Yeah. We've known for months about JDE Media, and Fred's still been providing him security over a month or two ago.
Has Fred been to security for him?
Yeah, so JDE.
How the hell did you come into conflict with him?
So, basically, I'm on the protest, and I see Charlie just giving people abuse, and I see him speaking to some woman one day, and I hurt her feelings, and I thought, you know what? Like, no way I'm letting that slide. That's my sister, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even know this girl, don't know who she is. So I said to Charlie, you're not going to be doing nothing like that to Liverpool. And he just gets cheeky. He's come see me and said, oh, you again? And he was pointing in my face. So I said, Fred, come to the gym with me. And I said, Charlie, let him come to the gym. Stop putting your hands on our people. Stop pushing us. He says he can walk where he goes. He said an Englishman can walk on English clay and just thinks he can walk through us and pushes. He comes over, he says the most racist shit with all Hamas supporters. He's disrespectful to our women. Billy's friends, Ned, Charlie, the warlock with the beard, they come into this and they're disrespectful to our women, body shaming our women, saying our women look like whales and fat and saying they're oppressed. Wouldn't dare speak to their women like that. And Billy thinks that's okay. Now, I asked Fred to come to the gym with me. And I asked Fred to come to the gym and he stole it on me.
Yeah, seeing the kick.
He's a punch, no.
I was a punch,
No, yeah. There's an elbow here. Yeah. He elbowed me and then he kicked me. No, he elbowed me and he kicked me. And then I asked him many times after that, like, will you come? So the next day, I phoned Billy Moore in the morning. And you can see all my WhatsApp messages to Billy there. There's 15 messages to Billy. So the next day I phoned Billy in the morning. I say, Billy, get Fred to come on me straight in the gym, please. And then I said those things, Billy. Never taken drugs, yeah? Never even sampled that stuff, Bill. I've not got no drugs convictions. There's an only consent from in the 90s, a different century. Never sold fucking guns, and I've never spent a night in Garth. Like, I said to him, Billy, you might as well say I'm a Martian. I don't know how to respond, but I've got kids, yeah, and I work with pensioners, and I'm not going to like that. So you should take that out, please. I said, ask Fred if he'll come to the gym. He put pause on me yesterday. And he went, Fred can fight, you know. I said, sound. He'll have with me, Jim. He said, Fred's had 2 fights. I said, no problem. At what level? He kept going on, Fred's had 2 fights. I said, Billy, what fights has he had at what level? He said he's had 2 amateur fights, proper fights. I said, that's so fucking cute. I haven't had 2 amateur fights since I was 13. That's what I said to Billy. I said, Billy, tell Fred that I said this. Whatever part of my body you think it's hard for me to knock Fred out with, that's how I'll knock him out. Whether it's the back of my heel, or my shin, or my elbow, or my knee, or my forearm. You tell me how it's hard for me to put Fred a kip, and that's how I'll do it. But if you don't tell him, I'm just going to take him to the ground and choke him out. So Billy going on said, okay, when are we meeting? And he tried to say, there's some naughty firm from the UKIP night who are not happy, this racist firm, they're heavy. I said, okay, what were the names? He didn't want to give me the names. I said, Billy, tell them you told me their name, and I laughed. Okay, so bring Fred. He said, well, we can't do it till 4 o'clock. I said, okay, bring Fred at 4 o'clock. I'll have Fred a fight, he'll be done by 5 past, I promise you. Promise you. And then this heavy firm will deal with them. All the lads come down for me. You know, lads had to leave work, lads had to leave their families. We got together. We're all straight-headed. Yeah. Today they're drinkers. We're all drunk at this point, don't want to know. And I'll be honest with you, I thought, you know what? I've won the moral victory. He doesn't want to know. Billy's seen that, I'm going to call on the straightener. I couldn't have addressed it any better. There's no arguing, no nothing. Just let's meet in the gym. Let's resolve it and let's move on. And then Billy starts chatting, or he starts going angry, he starts getting really vindictive and nasty, and that's when he starts spreading the paedophile. I'm telling people, Levy's told me he's an answer. And then so I phoned him and sent him 15 messages like, we need to meet up. I phoned him once, he's answered. I said, Billy, we're in town. Let's meet up. He put me on the phone to his friend. Billy won't even speak to me. He puts me on the phone to his friend, like we're in school, and he's got a big mate. And his mate's like, Laverne said this. I said, come and meet me. They won't meet me off camera. You can go through my WhatsApp, go through my phone. Billy's all talk, I'm sure. So then I see him in town. And this is the 3rd video. He stood there next to our march, okay? And he stood next to, there's 3 men that you can't see. Billy's one of them with 2 men and 2 women. And they're saying Islam a rapist, Islam a fascist. They're just criticising the march.
He's always provoking.
Yeah, he's been provoking the march.
Deliberately. So he's a racist, really. He's a redneck.
Okay, so listen, I've been telling people Billy's not racist, yeah? He just does whatever for clicks and votes.
Well, he's a
still-
racist,
but
really.
I don't want to say he's racist, but he's prejudiced against Palestine. So as he's just randomly going on about the march, don't understand, this lad's not from Speak, he's not from Halewood, he's not from Seaforth, he's from my ends. That's my local house robber, and he's going on to pensioners. I don't know the local house robber from your area. Yes, it might not be my place to tell your local house robber, but if you see your local house robber giving grief to pensioners, you say to him, shut the fuck up, lad, behave. Yeah, so told Billy to behave now. Me and Billy start speaking, and he said, why won't you speak to me? I said, Billy, you said I sell guns and drugs, yeah? So you're either bullshitting, or you're telling the truth, which means you're a snitch. Okay? When the fuck did Billy come Cash Patel? Is he Columbo now? If I did sell guns and drugs, he would never know. He would never know. So by him coming out there and saying I sell guns and drugs, so I said to him in Church Street, you're clean now, Billy. As to reform characters, I don't believe that's the first time you said someone sells guns and drugs. It rolled off your tongue too easy. And I said to his mates, if he's like that now, telling fucking lies about people, what was he like when he was on the gear? Imagine being in the next cell to him and he's rattling. He's giving everything up. Because we've got him on camera saying stuff now. Now it doesn't matter whether the stuff's true or not, because he's gone on James English, Liverpool gangster.
Yeah, seen
okay,
that.
so no one Liverpool gangster says you sell guns and drugs about another former career criminal, but that's going to get a police operation on me. I'm under odds now. Obviously, it would be dereliction of duty for the police not to initiate an operation. What more do you want? You've got one former career criminal saying another former career criminal selling guns and drugs. Are the police going to wait for someone to get shot? No, it's fine, I'll take that operation because I'm not doing nothing. But Billy shouldn't be saying shit like that. Yeah? And it's not true. He's just trying to badmouth me. So if it's true, come step up, Billy.
Yeah.
Step up, say everything you can, please, Billy, because it's not going to go down well.